Today we're going to be going through a simple procedure to change the push-pull links on the TR270. We start with a closed tool, jaws completely closed. You're going to want to open it about halfway, and this just gives us room to get to everything. Now the simplest way to work on this is to lay it down on the table. I like to just lay it down where I can get to everything easily. These just have one little retaining ring on each end of the bottom of the push-pull links. If you ever used retaining ring pliers before, you know you got to get them in those little holes very carefully and hold the thing open while you take it off. I just take the retaining rings off one side of the pin, leave them on the other side so they're ready to go when you put the links back in. Now you've got the bottom of the links off, and these jaws will move freely and pinch fingers very easily. So keep that in mind as you're going through the rest of this process. What I like to do now is hold it up in the air as I open it the rest of the way. If you set it down, you're going to jam these jaws back up into the mechanism, and they have a habit of getting in your way when you do that. The other thing you can do at this point, lay it down on the table and just open it up. You want to get just enough so you can get the pins out to where you can get to them here. So you can take the retaining rings off those pins. Of course, as I said before, getting in those little holes and keeping it open as you lift up is lots of fun. Sometimes I'll just get a little set of screwdriver and slip under it as I open it up. Sometimes destroys the ring, but it saves time. Get them in those little holes, squeeze the thing open, and get it to slide off of there. As gravity fights you continually. Just tap these pins out the other side, like the bottom ones. These pins are shorter on top. They don't have to go through as much, they just go through this brass nut. And just get them out to the point where you can remove your links. Grab your new links. Line up the holes and put the bolts back in. To get both of them started, and then if they need any help, I can turn it over and give them a little tap. If you look down through from the top, you can't do it, but I'm looking down through the top of these holes. I can get these lined up pretty good from the other side. When they're close, I just turn it over, and I'm having a little trouble getting this one down, so you can either give it a little tap or sometimes it'll just fall through for you. And then we need to replace the retaining rings. being easier to put on today than they are to take off. Just open them slightly, make sure they fit on those little grooves on the pin. Now we open this all the way up. Let's close it up to about halfway open again, so the nut's up in the yoke and it will hold it there solid. Now as you line these up, you can move these jaws back and forth a little, get your holes lined up. These longer pins I just dropped through from the top. Flip the tool over and put on the retaining rings. Could be an art to these things. Once you have all your pins on, give them a little tap to make sure they've seated in the groove on both sides. They're not springing off to surprise you later. Close your tool back up. It's fully closed. And you've successfully changed the push-pull links on the 270 tool.